Spanish bitch from uptown, I bought a bus down. Yeah, oh, then I keep Dame Troja to my Santa Loca. In the kitchen, whipping that dope up, you can smell a odor. Plug on pitching, we gon' hit it like we Sammy Sosa. Put that Bentley to the limit, you can smell a odor. Oh, spinning bitches call me chulo when I'm pulling up in that two-door. Diamonds different color, Uno. All these hundreds on me, mommy made my pockets look like sumo. I got money out the ass, I finger pop you in your culo. When I hit you with that, you know, smoke a little hookah, kick it like it's judo.
Boom, boom, boom. Week 6. Here we come. We're ready to go. It's week 6. You know, there's some crazy shit going on in the NFL that, you know, we barely talked about yesterday. You know, all this nasty, weird stuff. There's weird stuff going on in sports pretty much anywhere. Anyway, you look at some crazy storylines, crazy coaches, crazy players, crazy anything. I mean, it's nuts. But you know what's not crazy is this league. This league's amazing. It's great. There was 11 waivers, I think, this morning, which is fucking awesome. I love to see that. Spending that money. Remember, it doesn't stay. We still have not worked out a deal with Shiba Coin or whatever crypto is going to be the hit one in 3 months. But
not Doge.
Yeah, not Doge. No, there's a new one now. It's like Shiba. It's like a big hot thing. That's
shit, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I know one of our league members invested in it. I don't know heavily, but I know he did some. I won't say how much money he's rich now. I mean, it's probably worth like $100 million now that he put whatever into this. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't have any idea how that fucking shit works. I think that's all a scam, just like fucking NFTs are a scam. It's all a scam. You know,
man.
Want to do, I guess. But yeah, you know, great turnout on the waiver wire. Good money spent, a lot of bids. And this is, you know, as we did allude to yesterday, I mean, this bye weeks start this week. And I know it affects some teams, but my team, I have 3 starters taking a seat this week because of buys. And the next couple weeks, I mean, are going to be, you know, pretty big. But I think buys go, week 13, right? I think they're going to the second to last week of the year.
14.
Those 14
they go into 14. Yeah, they go through the last week of the year, which is why we push the playoffs out the way that we push the playoffs out, because it would really suck if you had a playoff matchup where someone was out of it.
It'd be tough to have a bye week. Yeah, playoff matchup, that is very true. Yeah, so I mean, everybody's got to hit the strategy button. Say, boop, you know, you had 5 weeks of fun, just put people in and go. But now you got to make plans. You got to figure out who you're going to drop, who you're going to keep, if you're going to play somebody, bench somebody. I mean, you know, it's thinking time now. This is crunch time. Everybody has their one way, but we're crunch time. This is where it gets real. Shit gets real and great and fun. And yeah, I'm excited for it. And again, everybody's, you know, pretty close up. We got Grant trying to run away with it. But other than that, you know, I don't know. Everybody's right there. Still, anybody can make the playoffs. There's still 9 weeks left in the regular season. That's a lot of weeks. It's over 2 months. So
plenty of time. I mean, it sucks that if you're sitting in the 1-4, 0-5 slots, like, you know, yours truly.
It's, you know, it's doable.
Tommy made the playoffs one year when Tommy was in this league going 0-6 to start, and then he rattled off 7 straight and made the playoffs. That was back.
Round 1.
Probably I think that was year 1, wasn't it?
It could have I mean, it could have been. He was 7-6, I believe. Him and I, when we played in the championship, we were 5-6 seeds overall. So a year too. Yeah, but what we all noticed our dearest friend Conlon, who won the league at 6-7. So means literally anybody can win at any point. You just got to get hot at the right moment. And yeah, so there's no reason for anybody to get despaired yet. There's a long fucking way to go. Anything can happen. And as we saw last week, there were a shit ton of injuries. Those could keep happening. You got to plan for them. Injuries, buys. And you just got to scrap together wins. Now, everybody, you get into it. Do your wins. You play hard. I mean, you show up. Some other fucking coach speak. I don't know. You never know. Anything can happen. I don't know. It happens.
Balls to the wall and move forward, right?
Yeah, there you go. Right, exactly. Exactly. So, you know what? We're just going to jump right in. There's nothing else exciting to say for you people, you nuts. But we'll preview our matchups here.
All righty.
That looks fun. I think first, since it's my screen, we'll do myself versus Lyle, this is a double matchup this week. It's also happening in Vampire, too. Yeah, I run in a 3-game winning streak against his Mr. 0-5, but Mr. 0-5 has had a lot of good weeks, just has been pretty unlucky. As we discussed, I am in, well, not bye week hell, but pretty goddamn close. And I don't think he has any bye issues this week. He's one. He has, it's in the Atlanta defense. Ayuk, he doesn't even start. So he's no bye fucking problems right now, just a defense problem. So that's not really a bye problem, I would say. I don't think anybody would say that. So, got the big gun quarterbacks, some running backs can do some stuff, can also disappear. You never know how that's going to go. The receiving core, looks a little suspect on both sides of the ball, to be honest. The kickers do their thing. Got a defense, got some linebackers. I think as the prediction shows, it's probably going to be pretty even, probably ugly, but even. So, it's pretty good. Yet for anybody who doesn't believe by bye issues, I got Kamara, Crowder, and Samuel out. They all started for me last week, so they're all taking a beat. Chris Carson might play. I don't know. Shepard might play, but those are guys that don't really want to move either. So we're just rolling with the bench. That's all. You got to roll with the punches, baby.
I think you're a little liberal with the use of bye week hell here. Now, Kamara.
I didn't say hell. It's a bye week issue. It's 3 starters. That's a good chunk.
Yeah. All right, hold on. One of those starters is Jamison Crowder, so I wouldn't exactly be that upset that Jamison Crowder is on bye week. That's like
I'm not saying it's gonna kill me. I'm just saying it's a thing, though. There's a bye week.
I get not having Kamara for a week. That sucks. That's big time. Next week for you, I will grant you the title of bye week hell next week, but that's getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes, but yeah.
But yeah.
Get there when we get there.
I do think this is a pretty even matchup, surprisingly. And I think it is because Kamara's out. I think if Kamara's in this thing, there's no way that this is even close. But
Kamara and Debo, too. Debo, he has been pretty good this year as well. So
but the biggest problem that you have is that your running back is going to London. He had a great week last week, and that's essentially a Jaguars home game because the Jags are the London team.
It's true.
So
Jacksonville sucks, so it is iffy. I know I don't feel great about playing anybody ever on a fucking London trip because their schedules are all fucked up.
The second time that you did it. You did it with Crowder last week.
I did it with Crowder. You know what? I wanted to make that chance, but you know what? I learned my lesson. I wanted to make a try. Not that it would have made too much of a difference. I don't think anybody else did that much better. Well, other than Gaskin, but he wasn't going to play anyway. But Chris Carson could come back too. So if he's looking to go, without fucking Russ, he's probably a good look to play there to get some points. But even though it's still good,
I get you. So
we'll see. I don't know. I'll think if Gaskin's got to go, he's got to go. That Miami team's going to be similar to what the Seattle team is. They got fucking really nothing going on. So. Great checkdowns, man. He'll check it down all day. 10 catches, 100 yards, 3 TDs. I don't care. We'll do it all. But no, I understand. I that is always a concern. This it's just something for people who don't really know. You get some good London games. There's been some over the years, but clearly the players are off because their whole schedule's fucked up. You get the jet lag. It's all weird. And they know it's fucking
traditionally stupid. The teams that have done the best that go over to London are the ones that go over Monday and stay the whole fucking week. Yeah, but teams still somehow refuse to do that. I don't know when everyone flew out. And now I take that back because last week Atlanta only flew to London on Friday. So go figure. And then they clearly were the better of the two teams.
So, they were the better of the two teams, but again, this is a similar situation. These two teams suck. So, the theory, I love your theory. I think it's very good. I don't know that putting it up against these 4 teams is really making a point because they all fucking suck.
It's kind of, I know. It's
but I love it. I think it's an accurate statement and a good theory.
It's like playing name that smell. No matter what, it's not a good one.
Right? Yeah, it's a suspect study either way, but. It's a good theory. I know. We'll try it. I'm sure. They're doing London games a lot this year, aren't they? Like every.
I think that they've added. I think it's 4 total.
4 total
because they didn't have the second, or they didn't have the 2 last year. I think they're trying to make it up to the UK. as if London really gives a shit.
Right.
And then now they're talking about having one in Germany next year.
Oh, I mean, I think these games are fun, like exhibition wise, but regular season, I mean, it's a lot.
I agree.
Sure, throw Jacksonville and like, fucking Houston. I mean, fine. Nobody cares about those teams. Whatever. Fine. You want to do that? Call it a real game if you want. Go for it. But yeah, obviously this week I'm gonna have to pick myself. I will always pick myself for now until I don't want to pick myself. And yeah, I don't know. These are tough. I think, it's tough. I like my receivers, but I don't like always their situations. I think I'm going to go with Jacoby scoring 25 points, being my workhorse this week.
Okay. I got you winning too, but you're not going to like the second half of this, Mike. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But as we know, a win is a win.
I agree.
But I'm predicting a WNBA championship.
You know what? I don't really care. If I win, I don't give a shit.
And the second part of that is that Allen Robinson drops a 30 spot.
Okay. I like that.
Finally a good game for A-Rob. Finally a good game for A-Rob.
Yeah, I mean, he just needs his quarterback to fucking not be a pud. You say 30?
Yep. 30 racks. Yep.
I like that.
30 racks.
30 rack jacks and 30 stacks. I don't know. Don't live it. Tim on this one, yes, we know he picked Lyle because he's a fucking bastard. We invite him here and he insults us, spits in our floor. He also said Sutton's going to have 100 yards and 2+ TDs. That I kind of like because typically when Tim makes a prediction like that, it is a complete fucking disaster. So sorry, Sutton, you're going to blow out your goddamn asshole this week.
And
Happens.
Let's address how we brought Tim on last week because we were enemies and we didn't want the whole show to be animosity. We wanted to have at least someone on there that could pick sides and be friendly and all that shit. Now we have a common enemy, Mike. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right?
So the enemy of my friend is my enemy? Yeah.
I don't know, maybe something like that. But anyway, fuck Tim. As spoiler alert for the rest of this podcast, but we have Tim's picks and fuck him.
Fuck him. Fuck is he Mr. 4 wins in a row? Thinks he's hot shit.
Yeah.
Fucker. I mean, get the hell out of here.
Yep. There will be some bad juju, and Joe Boo is coming for you, Timmy.
Don't touch his rum, Tim. We saw what happened to Harris.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nasty. It was gross, ugly. And then
he went to tell me that Jesus Christ
he went on to be a bad guy in Richie Rich. That's how bad things fell for him.
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you don't fuck with Joe Boo.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, it's true. We're going to slide onto this matchup that, unfortunately, I hate to say, but it's extremely true. This is not pretty right now. This is Kelly and Grant. Grant, who's just fucking slaying everything on the planet. Kelly, unfortunately, dealing with some injury problems. Noah has been active this week and planning for the future. I saw some moves for not this week, but next week coming up, which could pay some dividends long term. Some good future moves there, I will say. But this week, though, I think it's okay to beat Jameis and eat the L on this one. This is the juggernaut coming right from hell. It's a steaming pile of shit. Must be the best kind of shit in the world. I don't know because it keeps scoring. Goddamn Josh Allen playing on Monday night. Now it'll be another one where he scores 80 points on prime time against a shitty Tennessee team. Zeke, big game. Harris against the Cowboys. You get room. Goddamn Mike Williams, Cooper, Woods. All the big stuff. Unfortunately, on the side, looking at across the aisle, the players aren't bad. Cousins can score big, and he has earlier in the year, but it's cooled off. Carolina sucks, so there's some room there. Jones, again, Chicago sucks. Jacobs, his team's in a complete disarray right now, so who knows? But maybe they kind of be it safe and run the ball. I think that's very possible. Thielen, Fant, Kirk, these are all guys that can go big. They can score big. They're just not known to do it consistently. So, she could put up easily 150, 160 this week. It's just, you can't bet on it, though, unfortunately. But, defensive matchups both look pretty good also. So, Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Doesn't have much going on the bench. Oh, Knox will probably. I bet he slides in there over Kirk.
She stole Dawson from me. That's a great pickup by Kelly. By $1 too. $1.
$1. $1. And yeah, I bet he slides into that run up right over Kirk because that would just make sense.
Yeah.
Right now, and could eat into some Allen.
I think I've cracked the code though, Mike. If Dalvin Cook is back, if Dalvin Cook's back, Kirk Cousins and Adam Thielen are fine. But apparently, the last 2 weeks have taught the NFL, at least, or the rest of us, that running play action with Alexander Madison does not fool a defense. They're willing to let Alexander Madison beat them, but they're not willing to let Dalvin Cook beat them. Instead they're taking their poison with let Captain Kirk throw to whomever the fuck he wants to,
right,
when Dalvin's in the game. So if Dalvin's back, this is a much closer matchup than it is on paper.
True. It's very true. I think unfortunately, I'm gonna pick Grant on this one because his team looks too good, it's too consistent. It's been scoring great this year. He's just been doing the big scoring and doing it consistently. So he's sitting in a pretty good spot. I'm going to go bold, and we like to go bold here. I think that Damian Harris out of nowhere here is going to be the highest scoring position player on this team. Highest scoring player, I guess, is the thing. Let me go there.
Well, I too am picking Grant. But I secretly am hoping that Dalvin Cook is out because I would like to play Alexander Madison. Not that I'm wishing ill on him, but
whatever.
And by that token, I'm picking Grant. I think actually, of all people, this is a very interesting Sunday 425 matchup. Whether or not it's on anyone's radar. I guess it's supposed to be America's Game of the Week on Fox or whatever they call that now, but. If you're Bill Belichick on Sunday, who do you target? Who do you try to take out? And Grant has two problems when it comes to that because Bill does it. He always does it. Someone gets blanked. I don't know who it is, but it's whomever Bill determines to be your biggest weapon, they get blanked. So I don't know if that's Zeke. Or I don't know if that's Amari. It could be CeeDee Lamb. It could be Dak. Maybe
it could be Schultz throwing.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to take out Dak, because quarterbacks are just going to score. But we've seen it time and time again, and they did it last week too. I forget who they played. Brandon Cooks, big old. He didn't goose egg it, but it was not good.
It was not good. Yeah, Tom Brady played like shit in that return game too. Not like shit, but
exactly.
Thought he'd go big, and I'm sure he wanted to go big, I would think, but he didn't.
So
he's been going big every other week.
So don't sleep on it. But then that leads me actually to my bold prediction. This is the closest matchup of the week.
Okay. Closest matchup of the week. Bold again. I like it. Closest matchup. And then this one, Tim is going against the grain here with us all the way. Decided to pick Kelly on this one, and I hope that's not a jinx on Kelly because Tim did, not so great last week in picks. But I think his prediction is not incredibly bold, but I think he's looking happen as in Jacobs getting over 100 rushing yards. So there's that. That fucker. Anyway, we'll slide on to our next matchup of the week, which is that fuckboy Tim against Conley. And I don't know if Tim's hitting some bye troubles here.
A little bit.
Yeah, Parquet out. Ridley, I guess. Actually, there doesn't have many troubles. Let's be real. It doesn't. Just needs a kicker replacement.
It's a kicker replacement and it's bad matchups. When he's playing, I'm on Ross St. Brown for the first time. So he picked him up and plugged him right in.
Right in. Yeah, it's never a great sign. And, again, what I said with Tim this year is his quarterback play is suspect at best. Heineke, I don't know. That dude gets, I think, a lot of praise. I don't think he's all that great. But, Darnold, prime for a bounce back against Minnesota. Teams have been doing pretty well against them. And, I mean, again, like we say all the time, look at Tim's team. Eckler's good. He'll get a lot of looks. He'll probably have a really good game because that offense is humming out there in San Diego. But, I mean, otherwise, St. Brown, he might have a good game, might get 9 catches, but probably not going to score. So it's not going to do much. Sanders, he's playing on that big offense, but he doesn't seem to get as much action as you would expect being in that offense. He'll maybe get a touchdown or two, but he's only getting 3, 4, or 5 catches. So he's really turning into touchdown dependent. Adam, those are the big players there. I mean, Tim's going to lean on Eckler, Adams, and Andrews, just like he did last week. I mean, honestly. On the other side of the ball, I mean, Colin's team looks stacked, but they are very inconsistent, as we've seen. Taylor, Hopkins, Hill, Diggs, and Hawkinson are all big-time players. Who can do big-time things. It's really going to be that. Can Tim's big guns carry him over Colin's inconsistency? And honestly, I don't know the answer to that. I don't think they can.
This matchup, Mikey, is going to be gross. And the reason I say it's going to be gross is because we're both going to be shocked at how high the points are when my bold prediction turns out to be right.
Let's do it.
Sam Darnold and Taylor Heineke are both under 12.
Ooh. Okay.
But yet, I still think that this matchup is going to be pretty high scoring. I think it's just by virtue of this is probably the best. Yeah, this is the best, like receiving versus receiving matchup that we could possibly have in this league. I mean, it's incredible, and there's nothing to sleep on with Jonathan Taylor versus Austin Eckler either. I mean, especially those two. Taylor going up against Houston should be a big game. So, but yeah, I got Conlon. I have Conlon winning it, though. Yep.
Right. I'm going to pick the same. I look at this. Of course, Tim, no longer friend of the pod. But, I look at it just on paper. The one team's a lot better situated than the other. And I don't know. Can you lean on – Andrews had a career game, and he's going against the Chargers. He should be able to get a lot of looks then. But, Adams and Eckler – those guys are good points, but will they get more than 20? If they're not scoring more than 20, I don't know that they're really doing much here. But, I think I'll go bold. Not really bold, but you know what? It's in the bold realm. I think Taylor here is going to have 40 burger day.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
So I think he's going to go bold. I'm going to go bold. We go big. And Tim, in this one, picked himself to win, which is good. You got to believe in yourself at some point. And he also says that his boy Heineke is going to have 4 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's at least a bold pick for once. So
it is.
That's a bold pick. I don't know. Has he even had 4 TDs on the year? I don't.
He does. Yeah, because Terry McLaurin's got 3.
You're right. Take it back. He does. So he's had some games. But, whatever. You didn't show up against the Saints team. What are you even doing with yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. He's not going to have a Josh Allen day against Kansas City.
That was such a weird game last week, too. That Skins or football team, like I can't call him Skins anymore. Football team, Saints game was such a weird game.
Yeah.
Such a weird game. God.
Yeah, they're weird teams. Honestly, at this point. So
they are.
Those are teams that kind of don't make much sense what the hell they're doing. They exist, and they're not horrific, but they're not good. It's just a weird plan. Anyway, we'll slide on to Team Alex versus Team Mariah. This interdivision matchup looking pretty even right off the bat, and I think that's a fair assessment that this is probably going to be a pretty close match. But the end, 2 big-time quarterbacks. The running back matchup is very similar with Cleveland Brown against Cleveland Brown. And again, slide down to the receivers. It's also looking pretty goddamn even. About as even as you could get with these guys in there as well. And, let's see. Mariah's got to throw in a defense right now. But I think, did she pick one up or no? Yeah, no, she's got to pick one up. we'll see what she does there on her defense end of the ball. But still holding on to Stevenson. This is a sunk cost fallacy. You want to write a textbook about sunk cost fallacy. She spent that $40. She is not going to throw him back.
Yeah,
not going to do it.
It's crazy.
She could throw him back and pick him up in 5 weeks from now, probably for free. But anyway, outside of that,
if you're looking for storylines in this matchup, big guy, this is the rematch of the 2012 championship.
This is true. We did learn this. We did some league history. I did not know that this was the 2012 championship. It's not 2012.
Yeah, it is. This was 2012. Yeah.
Alex, no. Conlon beat Mariah.
No, not 2012. Conlon wasn't in the league then.
So, well, no, that was before 2012, wasn't it?
We graduated law school.
Fine. We'll go with that. I don't care. That was an 18 league then. If that was it, we'll go for it. That was like when the NFL had like 6 teams in it.
I think it was a 10-team league then because I brought my buddy Jeff in. My fraternity brother Jeff was there for the draft. He was one of the 10. Conlon, Lyle, them, all the guys that we brought in big time. Then I don't think we're part of the league. We just expanded it to Jeff, and Steve Kurtz was the other guy. And then Steve, was in the league for when the league first started, but jumped. And Mariah beat Alex, but then
I do remember that she did.
We score corrected it, so that it did
10,000 points. Yeah. Now I remember she did win that one. That's true. She did beat Alex.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of anger in that one. I think she might have beat me in the round before or something. I forget.
I think she did.
It was one of those things where her team was like Conlon's team when he won. It was just kind of poop, but then scored 1 million points in the playoffs.
Yeah. I lost to Alex en route to his championship because Eric Decker let 2 balls go through his hands. And, they were Peyton Manning interceptions.
That's very old school right there. Very old school. For everybody who tunes in, we got the league history. And if anybody's excited, though, I did pull some league history from ESPN. You might have saw the ESPN was activated. So I get the league history, which I'll give one thing to ESPN. Their league history page is actually very user-friendly, which is surprising, something for fucking ESPN to do. But it is very user-friendly. Everybody that's in it, that was in that when it was still on ESPN can go and look at all that old shit. You can see all weekend stuff like that. But I did pull into our league. You check the app. There's a league history thing in the settings. And you can scroll down and see, who won the years and, their records, winning. I just only pulled over the records of the people that are still around because nobody cares about the other ones. And they're really irrelevant at this point. But, so that's a fun little side tangent. Anyway, yes, old school matchup. This is pre-merger matchup, championship replay. And, this year I think is probably the best edition of this matchup since then.
Yeah, I would agree.
These teams are stacked. They're even. I think this is really going to be a coin flip. It's tough to say. How this will go, to be perfectly honest. You know what? I think, Mariah's team on a roll out of nowhere. I think she's going to do it again. Just keep it here. I think it's going to be big. And, I would say bold, but not crazy bold, as I think that in the matchup of the Browns or Bees, Hunt will outscore Chubb by 10+ points.
Well, Mike, I'm going the opposite of you. Because my bold prediction is a little different. Between the solo matchup that's on Alex's own side, if that makes sense, Kyler Murray versus Nick Chubb.
Sure.
The two of those guys are going to be the highest scorers in their respective game. So meaning Nick Chubb's the best scorer on the Browns and Kyler Murray's the best scorer on the Cardinals. And I'll make this easier for you. We'll say that they both score a combined 60.
So that's what your prediction is going to be. The one prediction combined 60?
Yeah, let's do it because that way it's easier to track.
Yeah, it's one less step, but sure, we can do it. We'll do that. I'm not going to be against it. Sure, and then that means you're leaning towards Alex winning this one, I guess?
I have Alex winning this one, yeah, because I just think the Kyler Murray firepower, that Cleveland defense was shit last week.
What should
And
last week?
I think that they now have on film a way to really attack them. And we've seen people move the ball running wise on Arizona before, but no one ever sticks with it for a long period of time. So, you know,
I think that plays into Hunt's play there. We're getting some
I do too. I do think that it plays in the Hunts, but I think that Kevin Stefanski's got a trick up his sleeve where he's going to try to keep it close by playing Nick Chubb.
Hey, you know, he might very well do that. Might very well do that. In this one, Tim is trying to jinx Mariah on this one and pick her to win. Tim's trying to be the new jinx boy. And he thinks that Derrick Henry is going to have 175 rushing yards, yeah. Which is bold.
That is outrageous.
Yeah.
Against the Buffalo defense.
Right. Maybe not the best, but they're pretty goddamn good.
Not to mention that Derrick Henry is on the verge of setting an NFL record for touches within the first 6 weeks.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like Henry, salute you, buddy. This is going to be it. No more
shattering the Larry Johnson record, the old Larry Johnson.
Everybody want to remember what happened to Larry Johnson? That motherfucker disappeared so goddamn quick. You remember that? The Chiefs. That's what the Chiefs did. They turned out amazing fantasy running backs. Larry Johnson, Priest Holmes, Charles, and those guys. Poof, gone so quick. Incredible. But Henry's. I mean, you know what? You're going to ride him. He better sign his big deal, which I think he did, right? So
he did.
Whatever. Ride it out, boy. Ride it into the sunset because, before Mike Vrabel rips your dick off. Which he might. He said he needed his own dick, right, to win the Super Bowl. So
he did. And
they went to the AFC Championship that year. So I mean, that would have been terrifying. Though you put that on pay-per-view, a lot of people would have paid to see that. Fucking
like Kobayashi.
You rip your own dick off, but you would have made like probably $100 billion. So
easily get it sewn back on. For $1 billion.
You can buy a robot dick for that. I mean,
everyone here's dick is now obsolete.
That's exactly right.
This is my boom dick.
That's exactly right. It'd be amazing. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Keep it going to your matchup here. This is you, Zach versus Rachel, 1-4, 0-5. On paper, not looking so great, at least for your opponent right now. Your team's not looking as bad. You got some favorable matchups, at least right off the bat. We started off, Stafford Henderson against the shitty Giants who have nothing really going for them right now, as everybody's maybe not going to be hurt, maybe be hurt. You never know. The star running back's hurt. That's all we can say for sure. So it doesn't help that team. And you know what? You're going to play this one good here. That D. Williams, my man, still going. Montgomery out. He's had a good, solid couple weeks to start, which is great. Riding our Tampa Bay receivers, which is always smart because apparently Brady will run up the score on anybody except, I guess, the Patriots. But anybody else, fuck him. He has a good reason to try to run up the score on the Eagles too because of that Super Bowl. They
absolutely
beat him. So, that motherfucker, I'm sure, is petty as shit. We know Giselle's petty as shit. I'm sure he is as well. McScoring, looking good. Otherwise, Darius will see us show up. The New England defense is terrifying at the moment, but just that down offense is just pretty big. You got Carolina down there, so that's a little better, I think. That's actually a lot better than probably the Patriots defense. I think they're a little bit undervalued there. I mean, I know Minnesota can score, but I don't expect them, honestly, to do that. But, on the other side of the ball, A-Raj and Metcalf, big-time names. DJ Moore looking big. Pittman had a solid game. Kyle Pitts had a great game, except he's, going to be jerking off this week.
Yep.
Then the Philadelphia defense against Tampa Bay. Probably not great, though. The Eagles, I got to say, I mean, they've been all over the place. They had -5 the week before, then 15 last week. Obviously, the quality opponents were different between 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
They're a wild card, I guess, at this point. They could go -9 easy. They could get 10 easy. Who the hell knows? But, honestly, I think you're right. I'll start right away. I'll say I think you're going to win this one. I mean, obviously I like to, bet on you anyway, but I mean, paper wise, your team looks just a lot better. You have some injury blows, but you have some good replacements. Now you got Henderson Williams and even Mattinson down there. If you take a turn there, that's another worthy replacement for your running back. So it's good. And the receivers are good. They're big time guys that can catch and get yards. So I think that's all pretty solid. And I think across the aisle that Rachel's team is not as consistent.
I wanted to be super bold and say that I wouldn't have to play my defense at 425 on Sunday, but then there's DK Metcalf, at the 820 game on Sunday night. And I just don't want to get, I don't want that surprise to be there. And then I guess, Myers, but whatever. I'm not exactly concerned about him.
I mean, yes, we'll see at that point, though. At 425, I mean, you'll know. And if you're up like fucking 80, I think you're okay to just take him out.
I don't think it's safe. I have to be up 60 in order for it to be safe. And that's only for Metcalf.
It's for Metcalf. I mean, Metcalf, I think, we did talk. Gino's coming in, and Gino loves Metcalf. But who knows? The Steelers have a solid defense. I mean, they probably key up. They might key up on that. Who knows? To see what that is. He is a favorite of a guy who had a good couple quarters, but has historically been not very good. So who knows what you're going to get out of that one? I mean, Metcalf could go big. Metcalf could easily go small too. You really never know what you're going to get on. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump into it. I'm going to say Metcalf, even though everything's pointing in his favor, that Metcalf is going to have less than 8 points this week.
Ooh. Well, I was going to go with my bold prediction of Chase Edmonds gets 5 or less.
Okay. And Edmonds, 5 or less. And I think you're obviously betting on yourself here.
I'm taking myself, yeah. And I'm hoping that I can just sit back and bench my fucking defense on Sunday.
We'll see how. Thursday. There's a lot of action going on in this matchup Thursday.
Listen, I would love nothing more than to have a 40 to 50 point lead on her after tomorrow night's game, and the Eagles defense look like crap. As much as I'm an Eagles fan, I'm going to be out tomorrow night watching the game. I
priorities, man. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm rooting for the Birds. Don't get me wrong, but I'm rooting for a barn burn. And I want Evans and Brown getting every fucking touchdown and defense giving up all sorts of scores.
Whatever. You know what? The Eagles probably aren't going to win it all this year. You take the sacrifice, so you're good. Nobody blames you on that one. This one would go to Tim. Tim said, fuck you, just like he said to me, picking Rachel to win. And he also thinks that Pittman is going to be a top 10 receiver, which, I could see, I guess.
Whatever.
That's bold. Pittman and that offense, man.
I like Michael Pittman. I do. And I like Carson Wentz. I think that's an okay little tandem, but I don't think it's going to be that great this week.
Yeah. Probably not going to be too good this week. Anyway, we'll skip on to our matchup of the week. D'Lo versus Cody. This is really a battle for first in the Bastards division. If Cody wins, he will take over first unless I win and score an ass ton of points, which is possible, but less likely. And D'Lo could really strengthen his division lead, except put more distance between him and Cody, who has been killing it points-wise, if not record-wise, so far this year. And then, I think even looking at paper, these two teams aren't really struggling in the bye category at all. Mahomes, Brady, guys are going to score. Fournette, as a dude. McCaff, I guess, coming back this week. That, could be good, bad. You never know what he's going to do anymore.
I thought we agreed to not say McCaff.
No, you agreed to say that. No one else agreed with you to say that. I'm saving a syllable here. I'm lazy. Fuck. Just like Cryman Squaw, front and center.
Cryman Squaw.
Exactly. Why say many word when little word do? Trick. Anyway, we look at the receiver matchup. Claypool, Chase, Jefferson, Cup, Lockett, Johnson. some guys, doing good head-to-head action against each other. Guys that can score big. Pretty even matchup, I'd say there as well.
Go back real quick.
Yeah.
Doesn't Cup Lockett Johnson sound like a pop song from the early 2000s?
Kind of does. Lockett Johnson.
Cup Lockett Johnson. Cup Lockett Johnson.
Yeah.
Pop Lockett drop it. That's what it was. Pop Lockett drop it. There we go. Well,
it sounds like a really horrifying sex act too. Cup Lockett Johnson.
Well, it does actually. Yeah. Don't do that at home, kids.
Don't do that. Don't. It's funny. I know we take a side. If you've seen on Reddit, there's a subreddit called "Don't Put Your Dick in That," which I think is just kind of similar to that right there. I don't. It's not as like horrifying as you would think it would be.
Oh yeah, it's not.
No, it's not.
Pretty horrifying.
No, I know it's horrifying. No, some of the things are like you remember from the league where they went to the playground. It was like clearly a dick and balls and a vagina.
Yeah.
Playground. It's kind of like that. Like, don't put your vagina
okay.
up the playground. It's not like a friggin' metal torture chamber. It's not that bad. I don't spend much time there, but I've saw it a couple times. I just think it's funny. There's people will cross post to it. It's always good advice. Anywho,
Lord.
Jacksonville fucking defense projection there, 12 points. I mean, I don't
It's
mind.
the London Magic for the home team, man. That's what it is. Sleeper knows.
I got that fish and chips magic, I guess, is what it is.
Listen, Urban Meyer knows that he can go over there now and get some British strange before coming back across.
That's like 5 hours behind, so he's gonna.
Yeah, or 5. It's 5 hours ahead. 5 hours ahead.
Right, so everybody won't even know it happened. Already happened.
No, that's exactly.
It already happened.
He's like, oh shit, I cracked time travel. I can go, be in Fidelis and then come back home.
Listen, you can't see into the future. You have no idea what happened. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's how it works. By the time you take the picture and send it back across the ocean, it's like the Marty McFly in Back to the Future. It erases.
It's faded away. Because oh no, my hand is gone while I'm playing Johnny Be Good. Like
exactly right. It's exactly what it is. It's a mess. This is it's a crazy matchup. But you know what? I'm gonna pick Cody on this one. I don't think I've picked I picked the other ones this year. I think it's burned me almost every time, but fuck that. I'm picking Cody again. Because honestly, whatever. What do I think? I was gonna say something crazy here. I don't know what it's gonna be. Fuck, I don't know. These all suck. I still can't believe Mason Crosby had 14 points and 3 missed field goals last week. And that does not compute at all on this one. I guess since we got a matchup here, we got a cross Steelers kind of matchup going here. I think, even with Tyler Lockett out there too and the same, I think that on the Steelers-Seahawks matchup, I think Johnson outscores Lockett and Claypool. We'll go bold. I'm going to say combined.
Ooh, baby. I like it. Listen, I too think that this is a Cody victory, and I think it's on the back of 2 players that both drop 30.
Okay.
30 plus. Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
And Tom Brady.
Okay.
That also helps my team out, which is why I'm also predicting.
Fair enough. Hey, man, just roll with the punches. Let's see. Brady Kupp, 30 plus. And then Tim here, I think Tim is trying to jinx us on this pick too because he believes he also picked Cody to win.
What Tim did, right? He just picked every underdog this week on paper.
Yeah, goddamn Tim. Now Tim, and he's trying to undercut my pick here. So he picked Cody to win. He did, but he says Lockett's going to be the highest scoring receiver in the matchup. So fuck you, Tim.
Well, Tim, you're very wrong. If you watched that game last Thursday, Geno Smith can't even see Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, he's too small to the earth. I think that's a bold out of there's a lot of good things here. The high scored matchup. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he outscores Chase Jefferson and Cup, but I don't know about that. Anyway, Tim, fuck you. We had our anger at each other. It should have been directed at Tim, the mediator. Get that.
Yeah. He was just wrong the entire time. We should have just been angry at Tim.
You should have known. He's a spy. He was infiltrating the network and becoming a spy. Fuck that, Tim.
What an ass.
What?
What an ass.
Dick.
Listen, who's got the vamp this week? Do you have the vamp this week?
No, I got Lyle on vamp.
You got Lyle.
I don't know. I don't think it's any of us. I don't think Kelly has him either. She already beat him this week or this year. I don't know. Maybe it's Tim. Maybe Tim did fucking lose in the vamp there. Might be.
That would be.
Honestly,
it might be who?
Tim or Cody. It might be one of those two.
I'm gonna find out in like 5 seconds because I got.
The vamp. That vamp. I mean, it's part of the. It's part of the league podcast. It's MCPOBID vamp, and the vamp is not doing as well as other vamps have done, even though
it's Tim, and the vamp does not look good. There's
no
bye week Kel. He's starting Alexander Madison. Picked him up.
You just picked him up for money.
Yeah, he's looking to hit some homers here, but he's got Patterson on a bye, Crowder on a bye, Marquez Callaway on a bye, Will Fuller out for the year, and all that fun shit.
Why is Will Fuller sticking around if he's out for the year there, vamp? It's not a keeper.
Well, he shoved him in the IR. He at least is using the IR slot, but no one else is hurt.
Fair. I don't know, right? Yeah, fair enough.
And for what it's worth, I'm not sure Will Fuller's out for the year. I think Will Fuller might only be out for 3 weeks, but Will Fuller might as well be out for the year.
Might as well fucking be out. You'll get suspended again, right? So
yeah, probably. But fuck everyone this week.
Fuck you, Big week 6.
Yeah.
We're on
week
2
6.
hands now for counting.
We are on 2 hands. We're on 2 hands. Week 6. Next week, Mageddon happens, and I get a guy off the pup.
Yeah. You get your pup
Michael
boy
Thomas,
back.
bitch.
That'll change a lot of dynamics there. That might make Jameis a viable QB. We'll see. It might,
Might have to do the stack.
I'm excited too. You bring fuck back Michael Thomas, that makes Kamara have a lot more room as well. So
it does. And our matchup's already out of the way.
That's right. We don't play each other anymore. We're the best I'll see at the end of the year. I mean,
exactly.
Between now and then. So,
now we can just root for each other, the whole way until the championship game, right. And then it's not Christmas until someone cries.
Yeah, that's right. She's a goddamn Canadian treasure. Everybody should know that.
She is. I love her.
I don't really know how to help you anymore. I'm sorry. It's been 10 years since Call Me Maybe now, I think, at this point. So
yeah, it has. Call Me Maybe. Is it 10 years?
10. I think it's 10. Yeah, because I remember seeing something. I think over the summer it was 10 years. 10 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think she released like a vinyl remix album or something of it. So,
nice.
Yeah, I haven't been able to pull the trigger on that one. It's hard to collect vinyl once things go away. But
Mike, for what it's worth, too, here at the end of the podcast, since no one ever listens this far, I told you, I told some of the other guys, I saw Taryn Hatcher today. My day has been made. I feel like that's a sign from God, because if I win the championship, I'm going to rename the trophy to Taryn Hatcher.
That's fine.
Because Taryn is fucking gorgeous. And I feel like that was God shining on me for a little bit today to let me know that, you may have lost the matchup to Mike. You may be having a crap time at work.
Yeah.
Other things, but you're
other things. Sometimes you just need that little spark to turn things around. So, spark can come in many ways. Maybe we thought it was sacrificing a chicken, but it wasn't the chicken at all. The chicken was not meeting Taryn Hatcher. And you said you've killed that chicken of not meeting her, and now you're ready to go.
Yeah, that could very well be it. Could very well be it.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how this one goes for you. If it goes well, we're on to something.
That might be it.
That's a fine. If you stalk her, it's okay. Just don't get caught. No, this is a legal podcast. That's not.
Edit that part out.
Yeah, that's right. It didn't happen. It's future. It didn't happen. No, it works.
Yeah, we said this. We're recording this now, and the pod has not yet been released. It's the Urban Meyer theory. That's how it works.
All kinds of shenanigans. It's a different timeline now.
Yeah, exactly. We're good.
We're good. All right, everybody, have fun. Enjoy yourself.
Good luck, motherfuckers.